Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! I was at GameStop a few days ago to see if they got anything new in the DS cartridges I could trade for. I found something I wanted, but the guys were in the back doing something, so I started looking at the games on the walls when this elderly couple came in. Keynote: I wear a lot of black, so I do occasionally get mistaken as a worker in certain places. So they were pretty clearly out of their depths looking around and spotted me, and came over with the usual "excuse me, honey," and proceed to tell me how they just got custody of their 3 grandchildren from their daughter's ex who was abusive, and during the proceedings, the dad had destroyed their game system and all their games in a fit of rage. So as a welcome home present, they wanted to get them a whole new system and set them up with games. Yeah, I was on board after that, and being a huge nerd, I started explaining the different systems and how they could go online and play with others on certain ones, and what kind of games would be good for kids their age, like 7 to 13. Took around 10 minutes, and they were very nice, appreciated my help, and when they got to the front and the guy came out from the back to ring them up, they complimented him on having such a nice employee. He looked at me in confusion, then said, "She doesn't work here." Some years ago, one cold winter's night in Warwickshire, England, a group of us had gone out for a pub crawl. During the process of leaving one pub, a number of our group had diverted to use a bathroom, leaving just me and Dave to stand outside in front of the pub briefly. It was cold and we were both wearing long black coats. A police car pulled up with the driver's window down, 2 cops inside. The police officer, a female in her mid-20s. "Everything alright? How is it looking in there?" Dave and I were taken aback, and I looked over my shoulder in case she was addressing someone else, but there was no one else. Sorry, can you say that again?" The officer says. "Is it busy? How many people have you got in tonight?" The penny dropped. She thought we were security for the pub. "Oh, we don't work here, we're just waiting for our friends." "Haha, sure. You're a joker, aren't you?" "Yes, me neither. I don't work here. I just stole this police car in uniform. Stay safe. Call us if you need us. See you later." And they drove off. That was such a weird encounter. Let's start with some backstory. I'm a 6'3" male, a little on the choppy side, 350 pounds, but I don't look like it. I work at a place that is a sister company that rhymes with Tall Plart. We wear very similar colored vests, but as you might have guessed, with different logos. I was also wearing black shorts and a silver hat with a nice dark blue polo shirt. One fateful night, as I'm just getting off of work about 9:30 p.m, my girlfriend calls me to tell me that we are out of milk and some other items, but I only remember leaving with the milk. As I pulled into a parking spot and got out of my vehicle, I heard a faint "excuse me, sir." Not thinking it was pointed in my direction, I thought nothing of it. Mistake number 1. Halfway towards the entrance door, I realized that I didn't take off my vest from work. Mistake number 2. So I quickly turned around and put the vest in my truck, this time hearing a more noticeable, more agitated "excuse me, sir." Once again, I thought nothing of it. That was mistake number 3, and entered the store. Fast forward about 10 minutes with the milk in my hand, standing by the flower wall, trying to decide on buying my girlfriend some roses or not before I head out. I will do anything for that woman. I feel a sharp pain in my side and left leg. Cue Karen. I stumbled sideways and almost fell over. Someone rammed me with their cart intentionally. I turned to that person, pissed at this moment, real quick. I'm a very non-confrontational person and try to avoid any sort of confrontation if possible. And I yelled, "What the?" But before I could say another word, she, like most Karens do, cut me off. This lady had a trademark Karen hairdo, long acrylic nails, a designer purse, looked to be in her mid to late 40s, and looked to be about 5'5".
I can't believe how incredibly disrespectful and rude you are. I am a paying customer. I called for you to come help me in the parking lot and you, as an employee, ignored me. Don't you know who I am? I will have your job for this. Come with me, you piece of crap. We're going to talk with your manager. She then went to grab my arm to try to drag me to the nearest manager. Watching a 5'5" woman try to drag a 6'3" full-grown man like he's a little kid will always make me laugh. But like I said, I was mad. I snatched my arm away from her and I yelled back, "Lady, I don't give a flying rat frick who you think you are. And honestly, I don't want to know. I don't work here. Also, what gives you the right to physically assault someone when you don't get what you want, you entitled witch?" Upon hearing the yelling, I heard some running footsteps, and around the corner popped out an employee. What is going on here? She tells him with a smug smile, "This employee ignored me and physically assaulted me when I tried to ask for some help. I demand to speak with your manager about getting this man fired."
Bull-turd lady, that's a lie, and you know it. You are the one assaulting people. I never laid a hand on you. And personally, I don't want to, you grunt. I don't work here. The employee runs to get the manager. Karen says,
"How dare you talk to me like that? Do you talk to your mother with that disgusting mouth of yours?"
I tell her,
"Not that it's any of your business, and as a matter of fact I do, and she loves me very much. Can't say the same about you though, not with your attitude." She banshee screams, "You son of a witch! Do you know who I am? I will personally make sure you never work in this town again."
Lady, I thought I already summarized it. I do not flipping care who the hell you are, or nor do I want to. You're lucky that I haven't already called the police for assault on you. At this moment, the employee and the manager come running around the corner. The manager says, "What seems to be the problem here?"
"I was minding my own business when your employee assaulted me and started yelling and berating me. I want this man fired."
How many times do I have to say it to get it into your entitled thick skull? Read my lips, woman. I do not work here. I then say to the manager, "Sir, she's spreading lies and twisting her story around. She's the one that assaulted me." I lifted my shirt to show the marks that was left by her car to my side and left calf. My calf had a good bruise.
"Ew, no one wants to see your fat body. Put it away now." Oh my god, who would love something like that?
Yes, this witch resorted to fat-shaming me. She went there. I will be proud of what I said next till the day I die. Once again, I have no idea who this woman is, or if she has a daughter or not, but what I said, shut her up. I tell her, "Then tell your daughter to stop calling me." The employee says, "Oh." The manager tells him, "Stop it." The manager says to me, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to stop right there before I escort you out of the building." Sorry, I understand. I tell him. Then the manager tells Karen, "Ma'am, I can assure you that this man does not work for Toll Plart."
"This is unacceptable. I know he works here. I saw your employee get out of his truck with a blue vest on. I want him fired now."
"Ma'am, once again, he doesn't work here. I haven't seen him before."
"Just to let you know, I will be contacting your corporate office to let them know about this rude employee that you are defending and what an incompetent manager you are."
Okay, I guess. Please leave the store, ma'am." The manager tells her. Karen scoffs and stomps out of the store. The manager says to me, "Sir, I do apologize for any inconvenience this must have caused you. Would you like us to call the police so you can file a report against her?" To be honest, I did consider pressing charges on her for assault. I was tired and wanted to go home. That and I didn't want to go through the whole court process, so I let it go, paid for my milk, and I went home. That wasn't my first Karen encounter though, and unfortunately probably won't be the last either. I sincerely hope that I never run into that woman again. Also, the part about the bruise on my leg was more of a mark from where the cart hit me. The bruise did not show till later. Update. So I never thought that I would have run into this specific Karen again so soon, but I did 2 days ago. Let's begin. For part 2, the cast is me, the same Karen, the manager, and 2 cops. Also, there was a supervisor. It was about 2 p.m. and I was having an okay day, but that quickly changed when I got a call from my supervisor. Hey OP, there is an upset customer looking for you. Since I deal with this stuff on a daily basis, I say, alright, send them over. 4 minutes later the door opened, but I didn't hear it because I had my head in steel pulling the merchandise forward, when all of a sudden I heard a voice that sent a shiver up my spine.
Why, hello, OP. At least I know your name now.
I packed out, turned, and to my horror, there she was. Why, hello again, ma'am. Thank you for coming. Is there anything I can help you with?
No, OP. She kept saying my name slowly like she was going to forget it or something. But I do think that you have a mess to clean up.
I'm sorry, what? She grabbed 2 of the nearest bottles and slammed them onto the floor, smashing them and spraying alcohol everywhere.
I said that you have a mess to clean up. Now clean it up. Like the lowly servant of society that you are.
I have had it with this witch. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store now. What she did next threw my anger into overdrive and astounded me at the same time. She slaps me. And then she says,
the customer is always right. Now clean this mess up, you son of a witch.
Her acrylic nails scratched my cheek, cutting it a little. Looking at her, she had the biggest smile. I was so pissed, I was seeing red. As I was walking to the cashier register, I say, no ma'am, in my personal opinion, I would have to disagree that the customer isn't always right. In fact, 95% of the time they are wrong. I have a silent alarm put on that calls law enforcement as soon as I press it. Once I had reached the register, I reached down and pressed the button. I stood up, turned around to once again be slapped.
Oh, seriously, lady? I said clean that mess up or I'm going to get your manager and tell them that you threw those bottles at me, you jerk. The only reason why there is a customer service job is so uneducated piece of crap like you have to serve me.
In my mind, I was ready to dink this woman. Now I believe that a man shouldn't ever hit a woman. Until the second time she's cracked you in the face. I didn't hit her though. I say, pieces of crap like me, huh? Get off your duck and high horse, lady, and spew your entitled attitude towards someone that would like to suck up to you to please you. I looked outside to see that the 2 cop cars had pulled up to the store. Me over the radio to the manager. Hey manager, I have a Coke Brown in the liquor store and I'm going to need you. He tells me, I'm on my way, OP.
What did you do? Why are there cops' cars outside?
Something that I should have done a week and a half ago, I guess. Both cops enter the store followed by the manager. First cop says, what's going on here? I went to start giving my story, but like all Karens love to do, she cut me off.
This employee is refusing to serve me and he tried to assault me, but I pushed him off, then he threw these bottles at me. I want him fired.
Seriously, how demented are you? I tell her. The manager tells me, this can be true, right, OP?
Did you really throw those bottles at her?
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. I want this man fired.
I say to both cops, can one of you take the screaming banshee outside so I can give my statement in peace, please?
What did you call me, you son of a witch?
This woman had the audacity to slap me a 3rd time right in front of 2 police officers. They immediately took action, and while she was kicking and screaming, she knocked over 4 bottles of merchandise, and in the end she was sitting in the back of the police car. When the police officer came back into the store, alright sir, right now we have arrested her for assault on you and assault on a police officer as well as disorderly conduct. Would you like to? Yes sir. I would love to press charges please, and I'm certain that my lovely manager would love to give you the security camera recording of this whole incident. The manager nods in approval. To make a longer story a little shorter, I gave my statement. The police officer reviewed the security footage. And now 2 days have passed and a police officer knocked on my door this morning and said that my court date will be towards the end of November. I'll update the story again when the time comes. Another update. So all of this happened yesterday. I can honestly say that I feel good. The sense of justice feels good, so I come back to all of you to tell what will hopefully be the finale of this particular story. I had to call out of work for this, and I was ready to never see this woman again. I came fully prepared with solid evidence and statements from multiple people who were in Walmart that fateful night. That and getting this evidence was a hassle. I walked into that courtroom with a suit and tie and sat down where I was told to. Moments later, the Karen walks in with a police officer on her tail. Karen sat down in her designated spot and started looking around the room. When her eyes landed on me, she glared at me till the police officer addressed the court. "All rise for the Honorable Judge X," he says. The judge says, "You may be seated. I hereby announce that this court is in session. Looks like we have a classic case of assault. OP versus Karen. Now, is there any evidence of this occurrence?" I say, "Yes, Your Honor. With your permission, I would like to present it to the court." The judge nods. "Proceed, OP." I handed the police officer the notebook and the flash drive I had brought with me. The police officer passed it to the judge. As the judge reviewed the notebook, he had told the police officer to get the projector ready for the flash drive. Once that was finished, we all reviewed the footage and could clearly see that it was Karen that assaulted me. After it was done, the judge looked at Karen and her lawyer. I have a lawyer too, but I didn't add them to the story. The judge says, "Anything on a defensive?" Her lawyer was about to say something, but Karen cut in. She started screaming,
"That man sexually assaulted me."
"Madam, that is a serious claim. Do you have any evidence to prove that Mr. OP is guilty?"
"Well, no."
"Ah, I see. Then you are overruled."
What do you mean overruled? Do you know who I am?"
"Order."
"I am a big company owner's wife."
"Order in the court," the judge tells her. And Karen shuts up. "Another outburst like that, madam, and I will not hesitate to give you the maximum sentence. Do you understand me?" Karen nods. "Good. Then by the order of the court, I hereby sentence Miss Karen to 4 years in prison and 2 years probation. Following your sentence in prison, you will take anger management classes, and hereby never allowed to have contact with Mr. OP again. Court dismissed." Aha, victory tastes sweet.
And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.